Hey y'all, this is Alec here with Hive Fitness. Just wanted to give you a quick little intro into what we're going to be talking about today on the Legends We Are podcast. Got my friend Spencer here, and pretty much we're just talking about his why and that rock bottom that really helped him get started. And hope this is useful to y'all. Catch y'all later.
My name is Spencer Newcomb, and friends with Alec. Been around Alec for several years, learning from him. And this last year, I just kind of noticed that I wasn't in a good place physically. I just as a little bit of background, I played basketball and volleyball a lot, or I like to. I would like to, and I played through high school and a little bit in college, just in like rec leagues and stuff. Um, but come January 2021 or December 2020, I kind of found myself unable to do those activities that I love doing because I was too heavy. So my knees were hurting too much, and I was getting way out of breath and stuff like that. And so I kind of started on this journey to basically just do whatever I needed to do to be able to participate in those activities. So, I do statistics for a bank as a living. I have that 9 to 5 job. And so basically that, before 9 and after 5 is all the time I had. And I, got some tips from Alec and looked on YouTube, guys like Greg Doucette a lot. And I was able to lose a decent amount of weight. And I'm still on that journey. I'm not all the way there, but I don't know I don't know how much more you want to hear about me, Alec.
No, that's awesome. I mean, that kind of helps us go into a little bit of that why, because that's when you're trying to figure out what you want to do, that why is definitely going to be the most important thing, because without that, you're never really going to stick through it. So it sounds like to me your why is just that right now you had these standards of what you used to be able to do, and of course as we age, we're going to start to lose some that we're not going to feel the same way that we did in high school, but in our mid 20s, it's no reason to have a specific decline. This is a time where, mid 20s to mid 30s where we can have some of the peak performance of our lifetime. So there's no reason for us to kind of just say
Yeah,
it's just
I
because
guess
I'm
I
getting
should have said
old.
I'm only 26, right?
Yeah.
I, if I were 45, 55, like then I would be like, yeah, this is natural. But at 26, I wasn't feeling like I should be hitting such a decline so quickly.
No, for sure. I mean, that's definitely an awesome place to get started. So for you, like, I mean, for everyone, right? So for everyone, getting started is absolutely the hardest thing to do. It's always like I'm gonna start Monday. Yeah, Monday, I got this.
Yeah.
Um, but with you, what kind of like, so we know about your why. We kind of know about your initial motivation. You're like, I'm tired of being in pain every day. I'm tired of being in pain and trying to do things that I like. That sucks. But what kind of helped you get started, or what was the catalyst that was like, all right, here's my why, but what was that either like rock bottom, or what was the thing that said that actually allowed you to change that mindset and said, all right, I'm starting today.
Yeah, dude, literally, I sit down all day at my work on the computer, and then I get up for food, and I found myself. This was, like I said, probably January of this year. I found myself like uncomfortable sitting down because my belly was like hitting into my ribs, and I was like, "There's no way I'm so." I've gotten to this point where like, there's no way I've gotten to this point where I can't like sit down comfortably. And I've never been like morbidly obese or anything, but it just struck a chord in me for some reason, like a few weeks where I was like, why does it hurt? Part of it was like my posture and stuff, right? But
Yeah, for
like
sure.
I had enough fat around my visceral, like what do you call the visceral organs, visceral fat,
Yeah.
that like it was so uncomfortable to sit down for more than a few hours. And that's just sitting down, right? Then I,
Mm-hmm.
go attempt to go do something like, go for a jog or go play volleyball for an hour. And I would have to take like 4 or 5 days off after that because my joints were so much pain. So I was like, I don't know, like I had experienced similar feelings over the last few years as I was gaining the weight. But for whatever reason, that those few days there earlier this year, I was just like, "There's no way I can keep this up." Like, if I keep going down this road, and I had kind of this just like flash before my mind one day. I was like, a few more years of this, and I'm going to be sitting at 300 pounds, 5'10", 300 pounds, 5'10", 350 pounds, because all I do is sit around. Like, yeah, I'm making money and I'm supporting my family, but that's not all there is. I need to be able to enjoy the activities that I can do, and hopefully for several years into the future.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Like I mean, even at the rec center where we go and play volleyball, like you see these older guys who look like they taking pretty good care of themselves, and they come in and they're performing at a pretty high level,
Yeah.
seemingly without pain. So like you said, I want to be able to do what makes me happy because it's important to have those releases. And bro, I know what you're talking about. Like the worst is like sitting at church, you're wearing a belt buckle, and then your stomach's just like pressing into your belt buckle. Yeah. And dude, it's just like little things that like if you've never been slightly overweight, I mean, you really don't even have to be that overweight to kind of feel that pain of like having enough stomach fat to come over your pants and then sit on top of your belt buckle, your pants seam.
Yeah,
really
it's not
uncomfortable.
about like aesthetics. It's not about how you look. Like people, I think people that they get into this, they get down this hole of like, oh, it's like fat shaming and stuff. They think it's all about how it looks. But like for people who are actually trying to get healthier, it's almost never about how it looks until like the very last. If you're preparing for a competition, like those very high level athletes care about the looks. For the majority of us normal people, like we just want to feel good. Like,
yeah.
And the fact that we can't sit around, like you said, at church for an hour or at work for a few hours without discomfort, it really kind of pushes us to, at least pushed me to want to fix it, just do something about it.
Yeah, no, I mean that's kind of like where I'm at because it's obviously like we use this justification of like, oh, I'm just working, I'm doing my job, and I very much the same type of job as you where I'm sitting and in a chair all day at home, and I like for work it's easy to say I'm doing my job, it's cool, I'm tired, I don't want to go do this after work, but then like you said, you want to be able to do the things that you enjoy, but along with providing for your family is also being selfish enough to say, I'm going to take the time to go do this. That way, the money that I provide for my family, I can then use to spend time with them for, when I'm 40, 50, 60, 70, so I don't die at a heart attack of age 35 or die of a heart attack at age 40 or have my quality of life reduced because I have diabetes, arthritis, and I, there's just so many things that like you look at and you're like, there's reasons I need to change. Making money is important, but if I don't have an opportunity to spend that money, then it doesn't matter. Or if I don't have an opportunity to, if I don't have an opportunity to actually turn that into enjoyable time, then none of it matters if you're not healthy enough to enjoy it. And that's, like you said, it's not about like the way you look. It's just about feeling good. And there's like gonna be some correlation when, all right, I feel really good, you're probably gonna look pretty all right too. Like, you might not be, you're probably gonna sit around, say if you're feeling pretty good, probably gonna be between 15 to 20% body fat, which honestly, like 20%, you could, put in a little effort to cut down to 15%, and you're gonna look substantially better than the majority of the population if you wanted to. But like,
I feel like there's only a very small minority of people that that can actually physically feel good, with that excess body fat. Mm-hmm. I think there's a push in today's society to, like psychologically convince yourself to feel good if you're heavy, because like, yeah, we shouldn't, quote, judge people for being heavier, but you can't deny the fact that like physiologically our bodies are not built to carry that much mass.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I agree with you there. It's just like you're meant to have a little bit of fat on you. Obviously, like there's a minimum amount of fat, but just like the goal for me, the goal for you, and I think the goal for a lot of people is kind of working on feeling better, because that's going to be a lot more sustainable long term. If you're chasing that ideal physique, and this is what I really like that Greg Doucette says, is he's like, think about your ideal physique and add 5% body fat, because you're not going to get to your ideal physique. You're never going to get there. Just accept that, because social media and a lot of other things put a lot of pressure on this. But yeah, I mean, so that's really cool to kind of understand the catalyst. Like, we have the why, but you can have a why for a long time and never actually get.
All right, well, that wraps it up for today. Let me know what your rock bottom was. Feel free to share it in the comments below. That's the whole point of this podcast, is trying to gather what helps people get started and how we can help the most people. So let me know. Give me a like, comment, subscribe. Anything helps. I appreciate y'all. Let's take on this journey together. Let's be the best we can. I'm out.